Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. So what was going on today? Today was all about Apple, and wow, lots of destruction. So we started off with some strength, and it was just Apple, 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 Apple. And you can see here we got a little bit of a head and shoulders bottom, but honestly this was scary to even think about buying. And on something like this, you're looking for some inflection because there's a lot of support here at the 2055 level. As I'm watching here, you can see all the ticks on all the indexes just getting hammered, but then at some point you start seeing some evidence of buying here, okay? And that's when something like this, when you've got all of the indexes, these kind of buy programs here, a lot of times that's an indication. It's like, look, this thing is at least bottomed. So this was a great little trade. We did that on the S&Ps and the spiders. On the S&Ps, it was good. It was a good move. This was at one point it was up a little more. We were trailing up a stop, but it was good for just over $14,000 on that. And that's one of the things that's nice in this case about the futures is that when it's moving that fast, sometimes it's hard to get into an options trade. If you're trying to get into a spread or something like that. And so this is just one of those, buy the market, you're in, and just trail up a stop. Okay, in other news, in terms of earnings plays today, we had NVIDIA had a fantastic implied volatility, 150%. And when I looked at the chart on NVIDIA, to me it was just super bullish, so we just sold puts. So we closed at 35.50, and essentially what we did was just sell the 35.50 puts. Now I don't mind doing a little bit of that naked. So we did some, let's see, 10 naked at 150, another 10 naked at 150, and then the one I just recommended for newer folks was the spread 35 half 32 at $1.17. At this point, if we can open up, 37 bucks, and this is the day of expiration, then those should be close to worthless. So that was a good one. And then we also did SHAK. For SHAK, I did an iron. I sold the at the money. I'm losing my mind. It's Thursday. I sold the at the money straddle. Okay, so when you sell a straddle, essentially what you're doing is making a bet that it's going to be less than the expected move. And you can see up here after hours, we closed at 34.26. After hours, we're at $36. So what was the expected move? The expected move at this point was $3. So that would mean $37.26. So at this point, we're looking good. Obviously, a lot can happen by tomorrow, but we sold the 34 straddle for $3.10. If we open up $1.50, that's great. We'll make some cash on it. Obviously, the closer to 34, the better. But at this point, when you sell it for $3 and it moves up $2, there's a lot of room left over for some profit, and we'll see where we are tomorrow on that one. And then last but not least, we did have a nice little trade in crude oil today. We had a squeeze here on the 512 tick chart, a little bit of a bottom, and then just kind of rode this up and trailed at the stop. And that just it was a clean little trade. You got to love trades like that just don't give you any heat. And that was good for $4,600. So we found actually in this market a lot of fairly clean trades, even though the markets have been kind of crazy. There's a lot of clean trades in the futures markets, and whether or not you trade futures, because you could do this via also an instrument like UWTI. I don't know if you've ever traded that, but this is like a leveraged ETF that follows oil. So you could just do this stock, or you could do options on another ETF that actually has that's trading options. But either way, you get the signal though off that underlying futures contract, and then of course you can just trade the futures themselves. And keep in mind, we're going to be rocking and rolling this Saturday and next week with our live futures trading class. To do the 3 days of live trading, it's this middle option here. This is what most people end up doing. This includes all the strategies and things like that you learn on the Saturday class. Now, the Saturday class is basic, but essentially we're going to dive right into intermediate-based type setups, internals, different things like that. If you're new to futures, don't worry. It includes a bonus of essentially everything you'd ever want to know about futures. And then you'll get that before the class starts. And then, of course, if you're interested in the elite package, which takes you to a live event with us in Austin, and it includes everything else. But look, at this point, to me, futures trading, options trading has been great Futures trading has been greater so far this year in terms of directional trading. And there's a lot of big moves setting up. And this is what's nice about something like this, especially in a live environment. You can just watch it unfold. Some of the moves that I'm anticipating to trade next week are going to be oil. Soybeans are going nuts. Bonds are setting up. And of course, looking at the stock indexes and other markets. And it's just walking through it, soup to nuts. And this is how you do it. And you can just follow along and it'll be a lot of fun. All right, you guys have a good one. And we'll see you at the next update.